Hello everyone and welcome back to PC Guys Off-Grid-Cabin, where the work is never done but we're doing it just for fun. So the title of today's video is Coffee at the Cabin. Now obviously we can't have coffee at the cabin unless we make up some coffee. 6 cups of water and 2.5 scoops of coffee, and we're going to have us some genuine cowboy coffee. This is old school stuff. This ain't that old drip coffee that you often see in everyday households. Because once you take and get into the off-grid lifestyle, you start finding out exactly how much power that different appliances take. Well, a coffee pot takes a lot of power, and so unless we have the generator running, of course it's cold, wet, and nasty outside, we don't have the generator running. So we're going to do old school coffee. Now, while that coffee is doing its thing, I'm going to take you around a little bit and show you some of the things that I've been up to, and along with explaining my absence from doing videos here of late. So, I've been undergoing radiation treatments for the cancer, first of all. And if you know anything about radiation treatments, they tend to zap your energy and just make you feel like crap. The other problem is that it takes and it destroys your sense of taste. Right now there's very few things that I can eat that don't just totally taste like paper. Fortunately, coffee is one of the few things I can still take and consume that doesn't totally suck. We did try to shoot a video here a couple of weeks ago, and what happened was, well, let me give you the backstory first of all. We were going to do a smoked turkey out on the smoker pit for you. And most of the time these dishes that I take and do for viewers turn out pretty good. But I made some mistakes in the way that it went down. Normally my smoked turkeys come out, they're moist, they're juicy, they're terrific. Well, this one turned out to be a disaster. And so we shot an entire video of how we smoked these turkeys. And when it all came down to it, it turned out so bad, I deleted the video and said, I'm not going to publish this. This sucks. So we didn't do that. We didn't put that video out. Now here's one of the things I'll do. Is we're not going to take and try to BS the viewer into thinking, oh, just everything's hunky-dory, and, well, that's not how it worked out, and we're not going to put out a video just to put out a video. So we deleted the video, didn't put it out, and then we'll turn around and we'll attempt at a later time to do another smoked turkey, because like I say, normally my smoked turkeys turn out great. We wound up, this one was overcooked, and it just was a bad turkey. It was one of the worst turkeys I have ever cooked on a smoker pit. So my coffee's starting to warm up, and as soon as it starts percolating, we'll take a look at it. Let's check on this old coffee and see what's going on here. Now see that right there, that's when you start getting old school coffee going there. So we'll have to let that sit for about 4 or 5 minutes of percolating for this coffee to get ready. Let's check on this old coffee and see if it's about ready there. Oh yeah. Turn that old gas off there, and now I'm gonna let you in a little secret about this. This old coffee here will scald you if you try to drink it after it took and just quit percolating like that. You know, you ain't gonna believe this, but that's gonna be hot. So I'm gonna pour me a little bit of cooler water up in there to cool that thing down just a little bit. I got here my Mr. Spock coffee mug, and on the back side it says live long and prosper. Hey, Spock was cool. If you don't like Spock, there's something wrong with you. Let's get this old coffee thing going. See the stuff like this is why they had to put warning labels on coffee, because like in the store, you know, you ain't gonna believe this, but that's gonna be hot. Because that's why they had to put, you know, all the other warning labels on things too, like Nitol, sleeping pills. Do not operate, after taking Nitol, do not operate heavy machinery. Because everybody is known to take and go fire up a bulldozer after they've taken a couple sleeping pills. Alright, coffee is brewed, and let's get this party started. Now, this right here is still awful hot. But it makes a terrific cup of coffee, especially when it takes and gets to the point where it's cooled down enough where you can drink it without scalding yourself. So what have I been up to at the cabin? Well, first of all, let me start with Mrs. PC Guy's not here, which is why I'm using a selfie stick and doing videos on my own. She had to work Friday and Saturday, and so, you know, after the Thanksgiving holidays, because that's just the nature of her business that she's in. Well, I was off, and I said, screw it, I'm going to go to the cabin, and I'm going to try to get a few projects done. So I went up to Lowe's, bought some building materials and things, and so I'm going to take you around and show you just a little bit about what I've been working on. So I wanted to show you this light here first of all. If you recall from my earlier videos, I had just an old-fashioned ceramic light up there with a light bulb screwed in it. And so this is a, well, I'm going to get up here close to it so you can see what it looks like. It's a flush mount LED light. Now, looking at the instructions on it, I'm going to turn the light switch on. Oh, you can't even see it there on the video. It's bright. But I bought this at Lowe's, and I didn't intend to originally I didn't plan to take and buy this, but I saw it and I'm like, okay, we gotta have it. About $22. I'll actually put a link in the description down there if you're interested in something like this. Well, according to the paperwork that I got with that light fixture, it takes a grand total of 12 watts to run it. And when you're using off-grid solar to power it up, you need to take and be as frugal with your power usage as possible. That's also why we're taking and using the old school cowboy coffee pot in there. So I've been working in here in the bathroom also most of the weekend. And so went down, if you recall during the height of the COVID pandemic, how expensive building materials got, it slowed us down tremendously on what we were trying to do up here. I wasn't going to pay $30 a sheet for plywood. Well, I went and I was looking and I said, okay, 3/8 plywood has come down to $19.88 a sheet. So we went down and we bought some. So I'm going to take and turn the camera around and show you what I've been working on here. So we've been putting plywood up in the bathroom. So I got about half of the room done so far. I still got one more sheet of plywood outside, and I was going to do that yesterday. However, get that last sheet put up, but then it started raining, and it's been raining off and on the whole weekend. I took and was going to put up a toilet paper holder over here. Unfortunately, I didn't have the one tool I needed here on hand. And I don't know if you can see this or not on this little thing. In fact, you can't hardly see it, but there's a tiny, tiny little flat blade screw in there. Oh, and I'm about to take a break because I got to go outside and check something right quick. I had to call my neighbor just now. Evidently his dogs are out. I happened to look out the window while I was doing the video, and I happened to see about 3 dogs run by the outside, and I'm sure he wanted to know that his dogs were out and about and had gotten out. My neighbor actually, he takes care of things when I'm not around. He does look after the place pretty regular, and he will come up here and walk around or whatever he needs to do there if anything's amiss, which is a good thing. One of the questions I get asked on a regular basis is, I get it from friends, coworkers, occasionally get it online. When are you moving to the cabin full time? I had to get me a sip of this great coffee here. But I get asked that question all the time. When are we moving to the cabin full time? Now the short answer to that is I ain't got a clue. The more detailed answer to that is it depends on, the number one thing it depends on is employment. Simply put, there's plenty of jobs in the Houston area, and I actually am doing fairly well right now with the setup that I've got. But around the cabin and everything, there's not that many jobs available. And so I've been just being patient, biding my time, and waiting for the right opportunity. Well, yesterday I had to make a trip to Lowe's because I had forgotten when I was buying my building materials, and I'm fixing to tie all this in together in just a second here. But I was going to Lowe's because I had a couple of spaces in the walls there that I hadn't put insulation in yet, and I had forgotten to pick up that insulation. So I was driving over, and this is a Lowe's I don't normally shop at, but it's the closest one to the cabin. And I happened to notice a propane dealer, well, also a sanitation company, that both of them had signs up in front of them advertising for drivers. And I'm like, oh, we need to look into this. So I was like, okay, we'll take a look at the situation and see, I'll have to make some phone calls. Because, one of the things I've been doing is I've been looking a lot on websites like Career Builder and Indeed and stuff, and I'm constantly checking their websites to see if a driver job is in this area, and I hadn't been coming across anything. So I'm driving down the highway and I see these signs, and I'm like, okay, well, let's do a little more in-depth investigation into these companies and see if what we can come up with. So wish me luck on that one. About the only thing I can do is just call the people Monday and start asking questions and say, hey, what exactly is the situation here? And propane dealers, here's what I'm worried about on a propane dealer. During this time, the winter months, they sell a lot of propane, and they are busy, busy, busy. However, when it comes spring and summer, one of the things that worries me about that is, are they going to turn and want to lay you off when it takes and comes warm weather? Or are they going to be able to take and at least keep you rolling enough to survive on? That's the main thing. Cowboy coffee made with rainwater is some of the best coffee you can ever drink. And why rainwater over just, say, tap water or anything? Rainwater doesn't have a lot of the minerals and stuff that you get with tap water. So it's actually, it's actually a lot cleaner. Now, one of the things I got asked about was, aren't you worried that is nasty water? And I'm like, no, actually it's quite the opposite. Rainwater, for the most part, is very, very clean compared to tap water. People don't realize what's coming out of their taps when they take and get water from a municipal source. A lot of, if you watch Keeping It Dutch, he spent all that money drilling a water well up there, and granted, he needs a well, but now he's having problems with sulfur in his water. He couldn't have anticipated that. When he was drilling the well, I didn't anticipate he was going to have that kind of a problem with it. But yet now he's having sulfur water problems. Sulfur in your water is a very bad thing. And, of course, it makes the water stink to high heaven, but it also will leave a lot of residual buildup on pretty much anything it touches, your toilet, your pipes, whatever. I feel bad for the guy, but it is what it is, and he seems to be taking steps to mitigate the problem. I don't know what he's going to have to do long term on that one to make it where he can work around those problems like that, and I wish him the best of luck on it. I do. I've got my Off-Grid Nation T-shirt, and I got this a while back from a YouTube channel, which Off-Grid Nation is what it was called. And the guy used to put out videos all the time, and about a year ago he just quit putting videos out. His channel's still up, but I don't know what happened to the guy. So, if one of my viewers just happens to know what happened to the guy that had that particular YouTube channel, I sure wish you'd put a comment down in the description there, because I'm wondering what happened to him. I ain't got a clue. So, that's pretty much what's going on right now. We're getting our bathroom put together and just steadily making some upgrades, and we got other things, a lot of other things we still have to do up here. We want to expand the water system considerably. We don't have near the water storage capacity up here that we need. My next video should be a good one, because we finally ordered us a camp water heater, and it should be here Wednesday. Crossing my fingers on that one. You know, Amazon, you never know about those guys. I ordered a external hard drive from them the other day, and what happened was you go through the tracking and it says out for delivery. I'm like, okay, we're going to get it today, or so I thought. And then they updated the tracking. Shipment delayed. We don't know when you're going to get it. I finally just had to ask for a refund on it, because I don't know what happened there. But that seems to happen ever so often with an Amazon delivery. They'll sit there and say, it's out for delivery. Well, how does it go from to delivery to being, we don't know when you're going to get it, or if you're going to get it? Those guys, they are something else sometimes. So, I've taken the attitude with Amazon that when it arrives at my door, then I'll believe it's here. And until then, cross your fingers and hope for the best. But assuming that we get that in here, we're going to try it out. We're going to see if it's going to get the job done and give us a way to actually bathe up here. And that's going to be important. I mean, obviously, you can't live at the cabin full time unless you got a way to bathe properly. And so that's next up on the list. So hopefully we'll get that started, and then we'll go from there. We appreciate you watching us. Remember to hit that thumbs up if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you'll never miss a new video. We do try to put out videos about once a week, and except in situations like we're currently been dealing with not being able to come up here as often as we'd like and get things done, but hey, my health has to take precedence and everything. And if you're wondering, I had forgotten to mention it. I don't know if I debated on mentioning it, but if you look at my face right here, see the big pleaver blister? That's one of the side effects of the radiation. My lips have been extremely chapped. I've had blisters inside my mouth. And it's trashed my sense of taste. Dang near everything I try to eat tastes like paper. Hey, it can always be worse. It can always be worse. Because I could be dying from this stuff right now if we hadn't caught it in time. So I'm grateful for everybody that's helped me in all this. Everybody that's prayed for me. I thank God for every day that I'm on this earth, and He's given me one more day to get things done. But as we do appreciate our viewers, and that's the reason we're here. If we don't have viewers, there's no point in doing videos. We appreciate you watching, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.